witches and warlocks, ghouls and goblins, seekers of the strange and everyone in between. My name is Scott and I'm here checking out historical places within Texas. And one of the sites that we're at right now is in Rockwall, Texas, and it is supposedly having a stone wall or rock wall somewhere around here, and I'm out to find it. So let's go. So I think we just stumbled across what I was looking for. Oh no, this is a historic windmill, but still. Pretty cool. Anything. Tells a little bit about the Rockwall. It's neat. This one's closed. Mansion Lamore Hartman House Museum. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Can I help you? Do you want the background of the house or are you just kind of scoping out?
I'm kind of scoping out, but if you have a little bit of history,
Okay.
I won't put you on camera, I promise.
Okay, this wouldn't be the first time.
Well, if you don't mind.
It's up to you. So you just want to know about the house?
Or anything that you could tell me about the
Okay.
property and
So Marcy, so
She told me a little bit about the Rockwall and how that it's man-made and
natural.
or
Yeah.
they don't know if it's natural or man-made. And she was telling me about
We kind of keep the mystery, but in the end, it's natural. So this land is actually city. It belongs to City Park. All of my buildings were moved here. So this house was on Goliad. That house was I forget where that one was at. But they were all moved here, including the tenant cabin and the wall. We had somebody here a couple months ago that I forget what she kind of feels.
like a medium.
Yes.
Psychic medium.
She did say she saw somebody sitting there on that front porch.
Really?
A woman, an old woman. And I'm like, was it Dr. Jessie? So Dr. Jessie was our dentist, and she was the first female dentist in Texas. And she lived in that house at the later end of her life. So this house was from 1910. It was built in 1910. It was up on Goliad Street. It was built by the Baileys, Titus and Lucy. They had 4 daughters in this house. When they moved it here, they took the roof off. So everything was kind of rebuilt. They redid everything. And so this room here, we redid with the wallpaper, which was typical of the time. Everything was wallpapered. This room was the dining room, okay? And Lucy lived to be 103 years old. She lived till she was 99 in this house.
Wow.
All of her daughters lived to be very old as well. So you can imagine all the generations sitting in this room. So I just imagine like a wall-to-wall table in that room.
Right, yeah. Because it's not that.
It's not very big, no. This is a smaller dining room, but it makes sense with the railing. So that's where you have like your china, just kind of sitting pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this would be the fun room. So Titus died young. He committed suicide by drinking carbolic acid shortly after his 4th daughter was born. So he left Lucy and the 4 daughters. Lucy never remarried. And her youngest daughter, I can't remember them in order. Forgive me. She was maybe a year when he committed suicide. So Lucy raised them all by herself, and all 4 of them stayed in this room in one bed. All 4 daughters. So in this room, we have a picture of Lucy and Willie. Hey Marcy, was Willie the 4th or the 3rd?
Willie, I think it was the 3rd.
The 3rd? So yeah, that's her, their 3rd daughter. And that beautiful hat. I think she did have a lot of hair, but I think that hat also has stuffing in it. So she must have had really long hair, and she would, twist it up, wrap it around, and put the hat on with a very long hat pin through her hair. I'm thinking that's maybe what one of these feathers and these pins right here on the ribbon are, the hat pins. But I've seen hat pins yay long and longer. It's crazy.
Yeah, Marge Simpson do.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. But this area of Rockwall, outside of the main square up there, this would have been all farmland. It's called Blackland Prairie. Being underwater for as long and as often as Texas was, the sediments from the water just made primo soil, especially for growing cotton. Cotton was king here, and so was cattle. Because before the railroad came to this area, export and import wasn't very easy. So cattle was the main industry until the railroad came, and then cotton overtook it. So this room in here, we call our law and order room.
I've showered now. I was out in the carriage house and it was woo.
Marcy, come talk about this room. You do better than I do in this room.
Okay, well, of course this would have been, mom and dad's room, but we're calling it the law and order room right now because much of what you see in here are dedicated to law and order personalities from Rockwall. The first elected sheriff of Rockwall, and he has a really interesting story that is long, and I can try to paraphrase it for you, or you can read it there.
Actually, I don't think that's not updated with the story we found out anymore.
Wait, isn't it? I think it is.
And not all of it, though.
Sometimes the Rockwall paper would say a lot, but you could get more out of Dallas or something like that.
But he's buried up the street at Rockwall Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
So, But this is where Mom and Dad Bailey would have stayed. This was their room. And
Are you seeing anything?
So far I haven't. I haven't
Nothing of
really got.
interest?
Yeah, I had my the K2 going outside, and I didn't really pick up on it.
so this land, I don't know who owned this land before the city did.
Well, I'm assuming it was Harry Myers, but I don't know about that. That's a good
Yeah.
question. It was all farm. It was a huge farm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The tenant cabin, you might get good.
Yeah, you could go out there.
It
too.
one's out there.
Mhm.
But that area back there was a porch. And then Lucy put in when she was, getting older, because she stayed in here since she was 99. She put in that bathroom. And then, did Lucy close off the house? Like, she closed off this porch?
Like it was a kind of a,
Because she built the bathroom.
yeah, I know that, but I know the bathroom was on this side for some reason. It was on this side of the room.
Oh,
Here.
it opened here?
Yeah, and it might have even come out a little bit. I don't really understand, but and then this was used. All I know about it is we used as a root cellar and
Vegetable porch.
a vegetable porch, yeah, and their dog. I don't know what kind of things you like to look at. What typically, would stir anything.
You never know. It's usually just old antique stuff. Usually can get something
have
going.
like an
but-
energy to it.
Yeah, and I see it kind of trying to go off, but
I really think you'd get more next door than you would here, just, from working here. There's nothing haunted here, but,
it still will hold energy though.
oh yeah, it definitely does. No doubt about it. That's, I think that's why I love antiques. There is, I can feel that. But next door, that house next door, has more of kind of a presence to it that, I wouldn't say haunted, but I would say present. Like when I first started working here, I felt like I kind of had to say hello when I walked in the house and goodbye when I left.
Just kind of announce yourself.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that anymore. But like it had a presence that there was acknowledgement to be made, not to a person or ghost or anything. I'm saying just to the house.
Right.
The whole
Well,
look
the energy of the
house.
house itself, that,
Mhm.
because like she's saying that it was, it's just lived in here till 99. All the energy.
Oh yeah,
People passing through.
yeah.
So.
And in the old houses, people were born and died in these houses.
Mhm.
I'm not really sure exactly where or when, but the doctors at the time were buggy doctors, horse and buggy doctors, so they would come to your house. So children were born here, and people died in this house.
That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And she was also saying that a psychic medium said that they saw somebody on the porch over there.
Yeah. Go see what you find over there, and then let me show you real quick. I don't know how much time you have, but so that white house out there. Now this one right here, the carriage house is a reproduction. So.
Yeah, I noticed that it said replica.
But the tenant cabin out there is we brought that here as well, but from a nearby farm. But we can go out there and I can open the door there and you can look around.
Really? That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Would you like to do
Yeah,
it?
that'd be great. I mean, I know that you just came in and
Oh, it's no problem. That's what
pulled
I
up
do.
a little bit.
Let me just get a drink of water and let Ellen get it.
Yeah. Who is the Mason?
Yeah, I don't know. We have quite a few Mason articles. Rochelle, I can't read that. Amanda, Rochelle, and Wade. Those I recognize the names, of they are longtime Rockwall families.
That just caught my eye. I was curious.
But here's the wall excavated. Now here's a person kind of bending down looking at it, but see the height of it. Yeah. And you can keep this. We do have on the other side some of that's a terrible picture. We have a few of the artifacts that were found around it. But come back to when we have that house open too. We can talk about all of those. But
Back out in the heat for you. I said, getting you back out in the heat.
oh, that's okay. It's really not bad. I like we walk into our little prairie. It's kind of like what the prairie would look like, because all of this, was prairie. It was called Blackland Prairie, and all the trees, it'd be just kind of like what it looks like when we're walking through, without the confetti that people look like. But all the trees would have kind of lined the creeks and things like that, which there were probably a lot more of. And the creeks were a lot fuller, I guess would be the word, back then, because the water wasn't all, dammed up and controlled. So. Rockwall had...
And us humans didn't get hold of it. Start destroying it.
Yeah, well, Rockwall had a problem with flooding. That's, I think, why they eventually made the lake where they did. Because the story is that a lot of the settlers that were coming here from, let's say, Tennessee or Alabama, or they were on their way to a place called Peter's Colony. I think that was, or Mercer's Colony even. And they would get stuck here with some flooding and had to wait until, their wheels could go through it on their wagons. So, but sometimes they'd end up just staying here because they saw that the land was good. And, we still have families in Rockwall that, were from the original families.
And where's that cemetery that you said that they were buried in?
Okay, that cemetery
Not to be creepy, I'm not creepy.
No, I love old cemeteries.
I do too, they're so interesting.
And we give tours. We have done cemetery tours out there too. But 66, when you're driving into Rockwall from Rowlett, that memorial cemetery that's on the right over before you get to the police station, kind of on the right, there's a cemetery. Well, there's the old part of that cemetery also, and that's kind of where we're talking about some of these people are. Another way you can access it is, I think you can go to, what's that beer place? What's the new beer place that's on Ridge Road? Siren Rock. You can go to Siren Rock, and it's kind of like behind their facility. You're right there at the old part of the cemetery.
Okay.
So this was from the Pullen farm, and it's actually from 1920. It is a tenant cabin. I'll just say that maybe not the whole family, of course, they were a beloved family in Rockwall, but one of the members of the Pullen family got in trouble with this thing called peonage. And what that is like, say there was a black person, especially, it wouldn't have to be black, but oftentimes it was, could not pay a bill. Although they could work it off by working on his farm. And the thing of it is, they never end up working it off because they're housed and probably something like this.
And they probably had interest growing on it as well, maybe.
Well, it's just like almost like being a slave, So.
And you get cheap labor,
it's
you're
called
gonna
peonage, and that's what he did. And he got in trouble for it too. But this did come this farm, so I can. Let me open the back door. We'll get a little bit of. Oh, I forgot about this. We'll get a little airflow in here.
Been going off a little bit in here.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the people that would have lived here other than they were tenant farmers.
It just now went up all the way to red.
It did?
Yeah. I went to pick it up. It jumped all the way to red.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's interesting.
I almost kind of, because I'll put my hand down beside me and it'll go off. I almost feel like something.
So it's your energy, baby.
My wife hates creepy dolls.
Well, I know, and there's a really creepy one you probably saw at the other house, but they were
Oh, yeah.
handmade. They were made, and so maybe people weren't that good at artists, They didn't draw a very good face. I know. If you put them all together, they are creepy.
Like my daughter even has just regular porcelain dolls, and
Yeah.
my wife, I'm like, oh, I don't like
Yeah,
that.
a lot of people are like that. I mean, I could see that. But I used to have a porcelain doll that belonged to my mom. I loved it. I don't know what happened to it.
I always, anytime we go to antique stores or anything like that, I always give her a hard time and go, I'm buying that doll. I'm taking it home. She's like, you're sleeping on the couch and I'm taking that out.
Here's one that, now see, these are the cotton bags, which are really heavy to begin with, but this is one that belonged to a child. So that is,
What was that?
this is when you
Oh,
pick
just
cotton.
picking cotton.
But this is like a child's bag, and this is like an adult bag here.
Wow.
Mhm.
And they would just have to fill those bags up and dump it.
And this is heavy already, and you can see, it's heavy already.
Yeah,
You
so
can
you start
imagine.
putting cotton and stuff in it.
And look at, we have little pieces, you can see how many it would take to fill it up. It's just.
He just went off again. Oh.
Oh, huh.
Something in here.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh yeah, with all the old stuff in here, yeah, it's gonna hold energy.
And it's not, well, it is new, but items that were used a lot, I guess.
So interesting.
You feel the cross breeze from having both of the doors
It
open.
feels a lot better
It feels
than
a
when we
lot
first walked
better,
in.
yeah.
This is really interesting.
Uh-huh.
And I had no idea this was here.
Oh, everybody says that.
Until last night, I was doing research because I knew I was going to be getting out today. And so I said, oh, I'll go check it out.
That's so interesting.
I actually started in Princeton at the World War II
Yeah, the
historic site.
yeah.
And I just kind of been working my way from there all the way this way.
That's great. Well, yeah, you should. There's if you know Ridge Road going south, you know, from like the downtown square, there's I mean, it's almost like right there. It's a place, it's like a beer pub called Siren Rock. And yeah, right in the back of Siren Rock, you are already in the old part of that cemetery. Which maybe there might not be much energy in the cemetery. I don't know.
Well, there's usually,
Is there?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's usually a pretty good spot if you're trying to get
Yeah. That's
communication of any kind.
That's interesting.
Again, not creepy or anything. It's just
I don't think it's creepy at all.
some people do. They're like, what are you, kind of some kind of weirdo?
No, I mean, I
It's
think
just
that
interested.
there is. I mean,
For making cornbread, I
yep,
assume. Yeah.
yep, that's right. Now you didn't have to cut it and make sure everybody had the same size, and then we had to fight about it. It's already made. Oh boy, that's so bad. It could be the road.
Maybe. But it'd still go off.
I saw it go red. Well, that was probably played with a lot, that toy. That one not so much.
So interesting.
I love this little thing. This was, I guess
That's pretty.
it says remember Mr. Rumble, 1928. It was handmade. This is a pincushion. That was kind of a thing to make as a gift for somebody. So, I don't know. I've always thought that was an interesting item. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I always thought that was, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's funny how it'll go off for a second, and then, like I said, it feels like it's moving away and hiding behind me or something. You know, whatever the energy, whatever.
I always thought that would have something if there was anything like that.
Very neat. So, just trying to see if the land has actually got any kind of haunting to it or anything. Just now happened to notice this. So, figured I'd come out here, just kind of check it out and see what it's all about. Thought it was actually going to be a little quieter, but we got some EMTs that are doing some sort of driving training, and then I got somebody playing basketball, and off in the distance I hear somebody mowing. Alright, so let's see about getting some equipment going. What do you say? Responses and didn't have the camera recording. Can you give me some responses again? I unfortunately was not recording. Did you work on this land? Or own the land? second ago you let me know that you had a message. Can you confirm that you have a message again? That you want to let everyone know? Okay. All right. Thank you. I would like to go and check out the water tower. It looks pretty interesting, but I don't see any access to it. So I don't think that you can get to it easily. I mean, if it wasn't for so many people around at the moment, I would try and take an adventure over there, but that might have to be some other time when I actually do a full investigation that I try and go over there. Do you like when people come here and visit? Or does it upset you that people come and visit? Guess I'm gonna move on unless you can give me some sort of sign that you want me to stay. Doesn't look so. All right, well, thank you for communicating with me. This is definitely an interesting place. I'm definitely gonna come back some other time when it's a little darker and a little less going on around here. But I'm definitely coming back. I do see potential of this being a haunted site. So for now, on to the next one. Just about to take off and start getting. Is that your way of saying bye? Telling me that you're ready for me to leave? Or are you asking me to stay? Can you do that one more time if you want me to leave? Can you do it one more time if you want me to stay? I was just about to wrap it up and move on, and it started giving responses, so I just wanted to kick it back on. But it's gone quiet, so I'm gonna call it for now. We're gonna go on to the next one. Not really sure if it's haunted or anything like that. It's a really cool thing to see. If you're traveling through Royse City, Texas, it's here and available to see. It's like a spaceship or an alien spacecraft of some kind. Floors don't look very stable or anything, and they also have a sign posted: no trespassing private property. I'm sure it's because of all the vandalism that you see all over the place inside there that they ended up doing that. I imagine though that there's still teenage kids that come out here or something, do whatever. It's strange that I've already got the rim going crazy here. I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere, so set it on the stairs here. About 0.5 milligauss, 0.6. Is there anything here that wants to communicate with me? If there's anybody here that would like to communicate with me, you can use any one of these devices that I have here. Again, not sure if it's haunted or anything. We got the K2 going nuts for a second. So, and we got the millimeter now. This quite possibly can be another location that I'll need to visit at night and see if we get better responses. But for now, just scouting out the scenery. Somebody's here, can you please touch that metal rod on that box? Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Are you attached to this land? Are you attached to this structure? Do you like when people visit this spot? Do you like to be left alone? Is this a hiding spot for you? Yeah, it's definitely an interesting structure, and I definitely want to revisit it at some point. Millimeter's going off again. Some of the things that you see while you're just traveling around, I guess. All right, well, I'm gonna leave you in peace. I will be back to visit you some other time, I'm sure. But for now, I guess we'll see you next time. All right, well, there you go. That's our journey for today. Got the 3 locations scouted out. Definitely gonna be checking back in with every single one of these locations and seeing if there's more out there. But for now, we'll see you next time.